What's up, guys? So with me here is Dom Esposito. I invited him over to my home studio, and I wanted him to kind of share with you guys what it is that he carries with him every time he travels. This is something I love to listen to other people, just because like I get ideas, and a lot of the stuff that I carry with me are stuff that I learn from other people. And you know, I know that sometimes I hurt your wallet, but I want you to share with my audience what it is that you love to carry when you're traveling. Like this is like a travel bag. So let's start off with the bag itself. What do you got with us here?
This is a good example because I'm only here when I'm traveling on a shorter period of time and I don't need as much stuff. I tend to bring my little rolling think tank photo bag. This thing is pretty cool because it is certified to be a carry-on on like an airplane. And inside it's fully customizable, just like any other camera bag, but there's a lot of space. So just think about a regular sized roller that you take on an airplane,
Right.
but you have the entire space that you can customize with those little Velcro liners in there. So it's really cool to be able to, I can fit the C200, I can fit like 4 lenses in there, I can fit a light, microphone, like a ton of stuff inside this bag, and I can even strap my tripod onto the side of it. It's one of the best bags, I think, and even we have a little handle here.
That's neat. I
that
like
pops
that.
up and you can roll it around. I do, however, wish that this had 4 wheels. That does kind of annoy me at sometimes, but other than that, it's pretty good. And even on the back of here, you have a place where you can actually lock it to something if you, if you needed to. I don't know.
Who makes that think tank, right?
Think tank photo, yeah. This is the Airport International version 2.0.
I like that. So it's interesting because a lot of stuff that we both have are very similar, but obviously in a way a little bit different.
Yeah.
So like the bag that I'm rocking, it's actually made by SKB, but it's also a think tank like stuff inside, right?
Yeah.
So same thing, I can fit a C200 in here. I can fit like an A7 III and all that stuff, but I'll tell you what I like about it too. Check it out. I could actually put it in here.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So look, check it out. So if I slip this on,
So is that made for that backpack?
yeah, it's made for this backpack.
Okay, wow.
So like, and then you just take it on with me, and it's the same thing, carry on. I mean, I'm not closing it, but it'll close. This is all built in. But here's the best part: like, if I take this with me, let's move this over here. It has a like backpack straps.
Yeah. No, that's
so
super
what I like about it is I can travel with it, but at the same time, when I get to my hotel, I can just strap the backpack and then move on.
Yeah.
So like, what do you do for lighting though? Like, I want to know what you do for lighting in terms of like when you take stuff, because lighting is important.
On the go, and we shoot at a lot of events and stuff where lighting is just terrible.
Right.
Most of the time. If you're going to any kind of event, the lighting is more than likely going to be horrendous. And I tend to bring with me this little guy right here, and this is the Viltrox L132T. Now, I actually first heard about this brand from one of his videos because he has lights very similar to this, just different in shape. I don't think the shape really matters as much for me. It was one that I picked up. One thing I do use this a lot for, and it's cool, it has a variable color temperature, it's pretty bright. You pack one of these batteries on the back and this thing will last for days on end. Now what I do with this is when I'm shooting at an event or whatever, I have a little magic arm that clips onto the leg of my tripod, and then I just point it and I bounce it off of like a white wall, which actually spreads that light even more and gives me a much more natural light instead of like the harsh bright light that comes off of this thing. I take this with me everywhere. It fits inside of my bag with everything else, and you really can't go wrong with this.
It's funny because we have, like you said, very similar light. This one's more square, as this one's more rectangle. Yeah. Same brand. And same thing, you can change the color temperature. And these are both great. Like you said, I love this one. It's more for traveling because you can just like literally slip this on the side.
That one's thinner than this.
Yeah, a little bit. It looks like this might be brighter. I don't know. I'm not familiar with this particular model, but I know these little Viltrox lights come in very handy. And the battery lasts, depending on the milliamps that you get for the Sony, it lasts a very long time.
I'm pretty sure this was like $40, and I think it even came with a battery, which is ridiculous. Everybody that shoots video should have one of these or this one.
Right, and it's very soft.
Yeah,
it's very, very soft.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a lens that you must carry every single time. What's your I'm not gonna say your go-to lens, but it's one like you never leave home without it kind of thing.
I'm always with the 18 to 35, 100%. But because it's so small and portable, I actually tend to like this little guy, and
what's that?
This is the Canon 24mm pancake lens, and it's
24 mil?
Yeah, it's tiny. Like, look at this thing. It is a tiny little lens, but this thing is tack sharp. Like, it is super sharp, and it's relatively inexpensive. I think it's like $150, really not that much. And like I said, you really can't go wrong with just having this in there. It's a really good macro lens too. It's got a really close focusing distance, which is what I like about it a lot.
You can put it in your pocket.
Yeah, I mean, you can literally put this in your pocket. There's no reason not to bring something as small as this,
right.
Either as a backup or, like I said, if you're into like the macro capabilities, and just to have a nice prime lens, a nice solid, crisp prime lens in your bag, can't go wrong.
My lens of choice, not my go-to lens, but one that I never leave home, is the Helios lens.
Yeah.
I think you saw the video I made on this, right? Yeah. I love this lens.
You've converted a few people with that video.
This lens to me is just like magical. It's one of those lenses that you just carry with you. It also works on full frame. I'm not sure, is that a full frame lens or it's
don't
APS-C?
believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so this actually does work with full frame lenses. So a lot of times when I go traveling, I typically carry the C200 and the A7 III, which we're actually using as a secondary cam over here. And this works. It gives me the flexibility to use it on either camera.
Yeah.
So I like that. And same thing, I mean, it's not as small as that one, granted, because you have to mount an adapter to it. But it works really good. This is definitely one of my go-to.
And this does work perfectly with the autofocus on the C200 as well.
See, I don't get the autofocus.
Yeah. So that's definitely, I mean, obviously there's advantages to both, and I just think everybody should have a nice go-to portable lens. You know, like you have your big long lenses, your zoom lenses, but just to have a nice portable prime, it really saves the day a lot.
Kind of like the specialty lens, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so in terms of like, okay, we covered lenses. What's like a particular item that you always carry with you just because, or items, it could be multiple. I mean, just what is that item that you're just like, I have to have this, or, you know, it's going to be a problem? What is that item?
Okay, so typically speaking, like if I'm at events and I'm doing on camera stuff, I'm not a huge fan of those little mountable shotgun mics because they just, they're not always that great. But this little guy, this little baggie has a pretty awesome lav mic that I swear by. This is the Sennheiser Clip Mic Digital, and it was made in collaboration with Apogee. And so what this does is it has the same microphone capsule here on the end that you would get with like the baseline AVX system from Sennheiser or any of their wireless systems. I think it's the ME2 mic.
Or you're right. Yeah, or MKE2, I think.
Yeah,
it is, right?
something like that.
Yeah.
But it has a little converter here, and then on the other end of this is a lightning connector, and this plugs right into your iPhone. You use the Apogee Meta Recorder app, and you can record straight into your iPhone and then sync it up in post. And I literally have done tests, and I cannot tell the difference between this and my AVX system. I mean, there might be a small difference, but really, if you're on the go, run and gun at an event or anything like that, you're not going to get any better than this. And this is $200, and it's literally been in my bag. This is actually my third one. I have two others at home. One of them actually broke, and I don't know what happened with that. But I would buy them over and over again. Is what I'm saying to you guys. This thing is definitely awesome.
Nice. I like little knickknacks like that. That just, especially audio. Audio is really important. And a lot of times, you just, like right now we're using shotgun mics, and right now in this situation it's ideal. But when you're doing run and gun, and especially like I've had this happen before, and I'm pretty sure it's happened to you, where you have interference when you're using wireless mics.
Oh yeah.
And the fact that you can have this like on your iPhone and just plug it in, and you're making sure that you get really crisp audio.
The one thing I will mention though about that Clip Mic Digital, if you're gonna use something that plugs into a phone, any microphone, even if you just have a lav that has a little 1/8" jack on it, 3.5mm jack, and you plug into your phone, make sure you put your phone in airplane mode, because you will have that cellular noise in your microphone if you don't, and it's impossible. It ruins your audio.
It might even pick up notifications too, I think.
I would just make sure that you put your phone in airplane mode if you're going to use your phone as a recording device. But these days, especially with this microphone, it sounds great.
All right, what else you got? Show us some of your other knickknacks.
This little last guy right here is, this also goes with me everywhere. And I have a couple different ones of these. I have the T3. This is the Samsung T5, and this is just this is the 2 terabyte version. And you can edit right off of this thing.
I love those things.
It's got a USB. I have a USB-C cable plugged into it. But it does also come with a standard USB cable as well in the box, which is very nice. But I mean, again, this is about as fast as you can get for portable storage. that will plug into your laptop, and you can edit anything.
You can edit raw with that.
You can edit raw right off of this guy. And I swear by these things. They're just super reliable. I've never had any issues with them. And I mean, they're just small. You're going to be traveling. You want something you want to bring like a giant G drive stuff. You know, you don't want to bring anything like that with.
Or something else that requires power.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's drives out there that require power. This actually uses the power from the USB port.
Yeah.
So it works really. I actually have a couple of those. Those work really good.
Another quick tip that I will tell you about this drive is, on the back side of my MacBook, I have a little piece of Velcro, and I have a little piece of Velcro on the back of this. So I plug it into my computer, and then I stick this to the back of my laptop on the Velcro, and it holds it in place. So you don't have to worry about knocking it out or anything like that.
That's smart.
That's happened to me a lot, where you knock it out and then your project crashes and you might have lost minutes of work or something like that. So if you just Velcro the thing to the back of your computer and just stick a little piece of Velcro on there, it's not going to fall out.
But yeah, what else, man? You got anything else you want to share with us?
I would say one other thing that you should definitely make sure that you have in your camera bag, whether you're traveling or not, at all times, is just a quarter or a token or something like that. Because I can't stress to you enough how many times I've been in a situation where I need to tighten my camera plate and I have nothing to do that with. And sometimes your keys will work and stuff too, but if you're traveling, you might not have your keys with you or whatever. Just keep a quarter in your bag, right? And then you can just easily pull it out, tighten your camera plate, and you have something way cooler.
This is cool. This is just something that it just holds. It looks like a quarter. It's not really a quarter, but it's meant for the 1/4 inch, thread.
Oh, that's actually made.
It's made for
that.
Actually,
purpose.
iFootage sells this. I don't know if they sell it. They gave it to me.
Okay.
They gave it to me at a trade show. I don't think they sell it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's the thing. But it's made specifically for that.
Yeah, so the width is perfect. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, that's cool. I don't know if they sell it or not, but it was given to me. But yeah, man, thanks for coming to the channel. I'll leave all his information down below so you guys can go ahead and follow him. Like I said, I always like to ask other creators what it is that they take with them, just because we all learn from each other. There's things that other people buy that it's like, oh, that's awesome, I'm gonna get that for my gear. And then hopefully some of the stuff that like the bags, the lenses and stuff like that, I'll leave links to all of that in the description down below if you guys want to pick any of that stuff up. But you guys, if you want to see behind the scenes, follow me on Instagram @MondoBytes. Thanks again for watching, and you will catch me in the next one. Adios.